Hey everyone, it's officially been 1 year since Avanti announced that Cherwell is end of life or going end of life. It'll be sunset at the end of 2026. Um, and I can't blame them. They picked an appropriate day to announce it. Halloween, give us all a good scare. Um, but yeah, Halloween 2023 is when they announced that Cherwell was going end of life. So here we are, Halloween 2024, 1 year through this 3 year timeline. And I kind of want to give a recap of the last year and a look forward into the next 2 years. So, of course, many of you have already started looking at a new platform. And if you haven't, that's something to look forward to this year. I highly recommend not waiting till the third year of the 3 year timeline, because you definitely want to leave time for implementation and testing that implementation, uh, and kind of a grace period, so that if something goes wrong, you don't have to worry about running up against the expiration of your Cherwell license. Of course, many of you will also have to upgrade to a newer version of Cherwell. That's another thing that happened in the last year, the 18-month support cycle. Um, I don't know if it was entirely new, but it certainly got a little more aggressive. And the statement that if you're not on a supported version of Cherwell, you'll find it very difficult to upgrade and work with support and that sort of thing. So in the last year, we've had a lot of new revelations, new improvements, that sort of thing. Obviously, there were new versions of Cherwell, but also me and my company built Cortex, the basically read-only version of BizOp Forms, the archival tool for Cherwell, for compliance, historical lookup, supporting all your audit needs, and basically giving you an easy way to access your historical Cherwell data. If you haven't seen that, you can look on the YouTube channel or on the LinkedIn page. Plenty of videos showing all the features. At the end of this video, I'll do a real quick demo in case you haven't seen it. Um, but we are continuing to improve on that. The first year was definitely focused on making sure that you could get to your data over the course of the next few months, and possibly into 2025 as well. We'll be adding more functionality, like the one-step browsers that we built, that doesn't actually do any of the functionality of Cherwell, but it provides a view into how you had built out parts of your Cherwell instance. So not specifically the data, but kind of the metadata, how you interacted with that data. So one steps are obviously something we've already built. We're looking at things like dashboards and saved searches and automation processes and email monitors and that sort of thing, to build into the archival tool. We're also looking forward to a world with new needs, right? Where is ITSM in general going? What sorts of things are being left in the void that Cherwell is leaving behind? And one of the things that's come out is the email monitoring capability. So that's something that we're exploring over the course of the next several months. Is What are the email monitoring needs, and how can we automate incoming emails? Right, there are plenty of tools out there that automate outgoing emails. There are plenty of tools out there that do ITSM. Obviously, you're evaluating an ITSM product, multiple ITSM products, to decide what to go to next. That's not a space we necessarily want to get into right this second, because there are a lot of great tools out there. And over the last year, a lot of them have kind of taken advantage of Cherwell, being on the way to being sunset, and started building features specifically for the needs of Cherwell customers. But one thing that is still missing, or is still maybe lacking, is a better word, from what I hear. And this is not to say that those tools don't have good email monitoring capabilities. They just have different email monitoring capabilities. So this is something that we really want to explore. Uh, both for the ITSM perspective and for email in general. Email is still widely used in business, and that's a thing that we want to make easier. If you have incoming email, how does it get categorized? How does it trigger other processes? That sort of thing. If you're sending email within your company, where does that go? What does that do? Okay, enough about that. There will be more about that in coming videos as we start to have actual things to demo. But let me quickly demo Cortex in case you haven't seen it. So here's Cortex. It is the archival tool for Cherwell. So you can search any business object. You can even add filters. So you can say filter on a specific field, like what is the status? Is it equal to, closed? That sort of thing. You can do a search. You can browse all business objects, not just major business objects, but also supporting objects and lookup tables. So obviously incident is there, problem, change, that sort of thing. Supporting objects are all there. And you can see, let's do something different. Let's go into change request, right? You see a grid, you see the BizOb form when it loads. And you see rich text, you see images. I don't know if this particular form has an embedded form, but embedded forms are there as well. All of the tabs that correspond to the form arrangement are supported. And then we get into things like saved searches, which they legitimately run a search. So if you do all closed incidents, it shows you all closed incidents. Of course, being read-only, the saved searches don't change. You can't change them. The data isn't changing. So running the saved searches will always show you the same data. And then, of course, the browse one-steps capability, which again, we're going to start extending that into other areas, automation processes, dashboards, that sort of thing. All of that is potential. Most of them are probably on the table, but depending on need and ask, some might get prioritized differently versus other ones. And then we've built some of our own administrator features as well. So user management, the ability to add a new user to the system without writing to the Cherwell database, or change the permissions on a user. That's supported. External connections, similarly, we don't write to the Cherwell database, but we do provide this configuration layer so that you can set up your external connections either as a loopback connection, which is supported just by a checkbox, or you can configure it specifically to talk to a separate database, similar to the way it was set up in Cherwell. So yeah, that's Cortex in a nutshell. If you have any questions about Cortex, if you have any questions about moving off of Cherwell, where to go, what to do, who to talk to, let us know. Leave a comment down below, YouTube, LinkedIn, follow us on YouTube, follow us, I think is what it is on LinkedIn as well. We've got a company page over there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in future videos. Later.